press conferences, so that's what we're going to do. Just put it in one big segment. We'll go over Mitch Johnson and then Wembanyama. So first and foremost, I want to say that I rewatched much of last game, and then I skipped through a little bit, but I watched much of last game, and takeaways stand, actually. So my initial assessment, or what I said with you guys, is that I thought that Keldon Johnson was on the court way too long. Watching the game, it's kind of mind-boggling that he was on the court as long as he was. Like, it was kind of insane. 20 minutes felt like 40 minutes. Rewatching again, it felt like forever. I was like, this is so bad. Like, he was basically bringing nothing to the table. Now, this is not me knocking on Keldon. Keldon is who he is, right? And maybe he's being knocked down a peg or whatnot as far as what, that he built up the expectations to be. But I will say that that's on coaching, because I couldn't think of one reasonable explanation for him being on that court. And people can say, like, oh, well, opposed to Sohan is the shooting. No, Keldon Johnson actually been pretty horrible shooting-wise this season, like really bad. So I don't really know where that's coming from. Just overall, pretty horrible. Don't really know why he was in that game. And I mean, just being honest, like, Sohan should have been in the game way longer than 13 minutes. So that was one thing that I took away, where I was like, I do not understand why. Well, maybe I do. I think a lot of times younger coaches, they kind of get hooked onto certain players, right? They get have somewhat of a comfort level, and it takes longer for them to make like quick in-game adjustments. But like, that was bad. It was no point. Yeah, it was no point. I know some people have tried to make the argument. I won't hold on this too much, but I'm just going to say you're wrong. A lot of people try to make the argument like, well, KJ is better than Sohan. That is not true. Don't really know where you're coming from. Don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing that Keldon Johnson does significantly better than Sohan in any stretch of the imagination. You can say, oh, he gets to the rim more, but even last season, Sohan was like top of the league, top 3 in the league as far as pick and roll finishes at the rim, very high percentages as far as finishing. So don't know what you're saying there. You can even make an argument that as far as shooting wise, I mean, we haven't got a big enough sample size of Sohan this season, but we know that Keldon's inconsistent, so don't know what you mean there. Defense, obviously he's better. Passing ability, better. I mean, that cross court pass to Devin Vassell was beautiful, by the way, that Sohan made. Guys at his size, typically can make those. But just overall, even off-ball cutting, off-ball decision-making, just better. Better screener, better everything, better pizza, Papa John's. So don't really know where people... He does yell more. He's much louder than Sohan. So just saying that's how bad that was, that he shouldn't have been in that game. That's just being honest. I say all the time, I like Keldon. Just being honest, he shouldn't have been in the game. So that was a takeaway. A second takeaway that I had from this game was the fact that the San Antonio Spurs minutes were... Well, I guess that kind of goes with it. The minutes were a little off. The 13 minutes, 19 minutes. No, it was actually something else I was going to say. I'm blanking. Oh, I remember. The last play was pretty bad from Fox. Don't really know. It was kind of just a, hey, Fox, save us. Passing them the ball past half court, only 6 seconds left on the clock. Don't really know what we're doing there, especially with how bad Fox was leading up to that. The idea that, okay, you'll hit this shot and save us. I don't know. Likelihood of Wemby doing it, how hot he was on both ends, especially defensively, and how pumped up he was and focused and in tune he was. Don't really see why not to just go to the 7'7" center in that situation. Also, Fox just completely missed him, so that was unfortunate. He had a wide open alley-oop to Wemby, but obviously with Fox just now getting here, it was growing pains for everybody. You're going to miss it. You're going to miss it a little bit. So some stuff you're just going to miss, you're not going to see. and I'll excuse it. Oop, sorry, I accidentally clicked on one of my videos on my phone. I was trying to get out of this. Yeah, another thing I noticed was lack of timeouts. Don't really understand what that was about. So, and what I mean by that is when the Warriors would go on a run, we would just literally let them go on a run forever. Like, we take forever to call a timeout. And I don't know. I guess you just expect that the team would just get it together. But it's like Popovich was one that he'll use his timeouts. I feel like Mitch Johnson almost uses his timeouts as if he'll get it next game. Like, they'll just carry over to the next game. I don't know why we hold on to timeouts as much as we do. It's infuriating, to be honest. Yeah, he doesn't call timeout. Yeah, it goes on forever. And then lastly, another thing that I noticed, but I noticed this watching the game, and I said it yesterday too, is, not to just harp on Sochan, but when he was in the game, the offense and defense looked better, especially the defense. I thought the team defense was much better. So when he was in the game, it just overall looked better. I saw someone say on one of the comments under my video, they were like, "Hey, we just need to find a way to implement Sochan more and we'll be fine." And that's true, but also, why would you have to find a way? You know what I mean? Like, his play style and, what his role is, I don't see the complications of finding a way to implement him into this offense. I've been watching this offense. I've been seeing what's going on. And it was very impressive to see the impact he had with little playing time at all. He has not been playing this season. So the fact that he was still able to go in there and do what he did and help the team, that was great. And he also gotten better. Well, he has for a while now, but this was kind of a narrative against him, is that, he has a hard time finding Wemby. He actually found Wemby quite a bit. One of the turnovers he had was mostly on Wemby, to be honest. Like, Wemby made a cut, Sochan made the right read, but Wemby just kind of lost the ball a little bit. Maybe the pass could have been a little better, but overall it was a nice read. But I really hate how short of a leash he's on, while other guys get like the longest leash imaginable, no matter how many mistakes they make. It really bothers me. So he's one that you need. He's one that's really important. And just like a few other players on the team, like Fox making all the mistakes he has, you got to go through these growing pains, because you're going to need them, when it's all said and done. But yeah, so that's all. Those are my takeaways. Oops.
Play.
Sorry.
What were you looking for on the last play?
That's kind of a criticism. What were you looking for on the last play? That, please, yeah, tell us.
Just a play that gave an opportunity to see if we get the ball to Victor, to De'Aaron, and put space around and play. 6.4, I think it was, is a long time. So didn't feel like we.
It's enough. It's certainly enough time to get your own shot. But De'Aaron, maybe that was a De'Aaron Fox issue, but him getting it behind the half court mark, it took him quite a few seconds just to get to the spot he wanted to get to. Then at that point, he had like 2 seconds left. Yeah, more plays. That was something else I probably should have brought up. More plays. We write up no plays whatsoever. Just looking for an opportunity to give it to Wemby and Fox is not good enough. Like, create some type of plays in that situation. Like, dang. Like, even when I watched Manu Ginobili coach, I think, was the D-League? Was he coaching the D-League? He even wrote up, like, some really good plays. Like, just, like, do some plays, man. I feel like we don't run enough plays either.
Needed to rush anything there and wanted to get the ball on one of those two guys.
That's the stupidest. I'm sorry, Adrian. That is the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. Sochan doesn't shoot threes at a high enough clip to offset Curry's high volume offense. What does that even mean? What are you talking about? One thing that Sochan can do is he can guard Jimmy Butler. He can guard other people that's on the team. Like, he can make sure that he gives other people on his team the opportunity to hit threes and make shots. He can slow down the Warriors' offense. Like, I don't know what you mean by he has to shoot threes at the same level as Curry. What does that even? What are you talking about? Who on this team can offset Curry's high volume offense other than maybe Wemby just alone? Sochan's a team player. He amplifies other people on his team. That's such a silly thing to say. And also, Which replacement shoots threes at a very high clip? What do you mean, Keldon Johnson? Who? Carter Bryant? Just explain why he's being sat? No, he shouldn't. That's a silly reason to be sat. There's more to basketball than sitting in a corner and shooting a three. I get tired of that narrative because it's such a silly narrative. Like, you have to just sit in a corner and hit a three, and that's what brings value. Like, really? Really? So in that regard, I guess just everybody on the team that can shoot a three is just more valuable than Jeremy Sohan. Lindy Waters, put him out there. Like, he's more valuable than Sohan because he can hit a three. Like, it's so silly. And also, Sohan has been hitting his threes, so I don't even know what that means. Then why is he not being played? I already explained that I think that why he's not getting played is because Mitch Johnson, being a young coach, has gotten comfortable with a subset of guys. Last season, when he had Sohan injured, he had certain guys that he can lean on and go to. And I think that he's become comfortable with that. Like, obviously, Wemby and Fox are going to start, but you can even see the way that he was utilizing Fox was incorrectly because he had Fox as a secondary guy to Steph Castle. And he changed that this past game because we're going to need Fox in throughout the season. Like, you're going to have to utilize him. But you can see he just gets comfortable because that's what young coaches do. They have certain guys and they get comfortable with it. And sometimes they're a little analytical heavy. So he's looking at the analytics like, well, this group looks good. Like the 2-center lineup, that worked at the beginning of the season. Yeah, that's not going to just continue to work. And that doesn't work every single game. He's stuck in, hey, these are the guys that I've been winning with or I had some success with. He hasn't gotten to the point where he could truly utilize Sohan. He just hasn't. He's not used to it. That's what I think it is. Either that or he hates Sohan because there's no logical reason to not have Sohan out there. But you can't see, like, I think that's a false, is that the word? No, it's not false dichotomy. What am I looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what word I'm looking for right now. But you can't say things are this way, thus that's how it is. Like, you can't turn descriptive into prescriptive, you know? Like you're basically seeing what's going on. Like, oh, this player isn't playing, and then you go to, oh, I guess he shouldn't be playing. No, it doesn't work like that. Nothing works like that. No, and his offense isn't bad. That's wrong. Sohan's defense is good. Offense bad. Warriors score 2. That's not true. Sohan's offense is also good. Explain why he's one of the best top 3 pick and roll finishers of last season. Watch the game again. Go watch the game again and see if that offense was poor. It wasn't. His off-ball offense was really good as well. He was making good passes. He was getting to the open spaces. He was very smart and methodical on how he's going to cut and what angles he's going to take. He was very good offensively. Just because someone's not doing a Hezi Sham God into a pull-up 3 doesn't mean that they can't produce offensively. That's silly. Will we start saying Draymond Green is just poor offensively? Why? How come we can see Draymond and say, oh, he actually contributes to the Warriors' offense? Read and react. He's really good at that. But you can't just say blatant statement, Draymond Green's bad offensively. That's not true. Pay attention.
Guys' hands and put him in 2 spots where we thought they wouldn't be able to take away both of them.
What do you take away from these 2 games that you can assess and say we need to do better, or, what's your assessment after these 2 games?
Same thing from the first 12 games prior. We won a lot of close games, so those felt a lot differently than this, but I don't know if the process of assessment is much different. Obviously, the emotions at times can ride high with the wins and losses, and, that's what we're in the business.
You might be low-key appealing to authority a little bit, Adrian. Well, Warriors would be perfect game for Sohan to play in, then according to that logic, but he's not out there. Yeah, you might be appealing to authority. You're basically saying, well, the coaches aren't doing it, so the reason being is smart. It's not necessarily. It could legit just be a flaw right now, where a young coach is used to the players that he's used to. It could literally just be that. It literally can be that.
But we'll get back to work and continue to try to get better.
Speaking of emotion, I think Maxime was asking you pregame about if Victor should show more emotion. Did you see that from him tonight? And
That's a silly. I didn't even know they asked that. That's a silly thing to ask. Should Victor show more emotion? Like, I guess I don't know. I think Wemby should Wemby should complain to refs a little bit more, I guess. I don't think he has to like change how he is as far as showing emotion. I mean, when he shot that basically game winner on the Bulls, he didn't like pump his chest and go crazy, you know.
what did you think of just that sequence there when things got kind of crazy?
Yeah, I thought he did a great job. I thought he was very controlled in his emotions. Showed them maybe more than at times in the past, but very controlled for the most part in terms of how he was operating and making decisions. And so that's all that matters.
Yep, true.
There were 20 turnovers tonight. I know it's been a problem that's popped up here and there, but is most of that correctable, or is it just something going on just in the general gameplay?
Probably.
I think a big part of it is that guys have been injured as well, and they're just now coming back. And it's not just they're just not coming back, because you could be like, well, Clan, you know, this player's been back for this amount of time. This player's been back. Yeah, that's true. But as far as even when they came back, Fox in particular, like he came back and he wasn't even playing his role, right? Like he just started playing what his role should be on the offense. But yeah, and then Castle, I feel like we overutilized Castle in the past, as far as being the primary point. You know, he makes a lot of mistakes. He's just a better two guard or primary point guard off the bench. He's pretty good, but if he's out there with Fox, I don't want to see him running point guard that much.
A little bit of both. I think there are times where we get a little loose with the basketball. I thought Golden State did a good job and are known for obviously being pretty active with their hands and swiping down and packing the paint. There was a few times, especially in the first half, where we probably should have got off the ball earlier.
Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this. Yeah, this was no, I mentioned it last when we went over the game. This was a very defensive-minded game too. Even the rewatch, I was like, yeah, this defense is pretty good on both ends. So yeah, I think that's something that not really caught either.
And played a little bit in crowd.
So when you have a game like that, I think that's where Keldon really doesn't shine. When it's going to be a battle of who has the better defense by the end of this game. That's when he is just not going to shine in, you know. I also wonder, I don't know how you guys feel about this. I posed this on Twitter, and whenever I upload this, if anybody wants to answer it, that's cool. I can't really catch it. I think the Spurs definitely should have trapped Curry way more, you know, when I was watching it again. But it's kind of hard to tell. But the fact that we have one of the best defenses in the league, are we still number one? I don't know if we're still number one. But we have one of the best defense in the league. We have pretty good, really good defensive players. I mean, we have Wemby. How come Curry's best 2 games of the season came against us? It made me wonder, like, was it really Curry just going off? There's not much we could do about it? Because I saw us give him some different bodies, but I don't ever want to see Keldon and Vassell on him ever. But then I sit back and I'm like, was it coaching as well? Or maybe it was a mixture of the two? Because I hate the fact that his 2 best games of the season is against us. And we're one of the better defensive teams. How is that even possible?
Or over dribbled and played against the clock, and so I think they probably played.
We have the worst perimeter defense in the league. Is that true, or are you just saying that? That can't be true. Because we have one of the better defenses overall in the league. So how is that? Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I know we are. I know we do. I know we suck at it, but still, I thought we would be able to. I don't know. That's so weird.
A part in that, we'll have to go back and look at the film, but definitely too many turnovers and points off turnovers.
that final minute, they back cut behind Vic a few times when he was watching whatever Draymond and Steph were doing. How obviously watching Steph Curry is kind of important when you're on defense, but what can Vic do to be able to see what's happening behind him when teams are able to
Please look that up and confirm that.
pull him away from the paint?
Yeah, I
I'll say
think
what we listen to Wemby.
that's something we're all the five guys, right? We're trying to be connected, and obviously, you know, we've talked a lot about Steph Curry's gravity and being aware of him, and that's just something where we have to be connected throughout the possession, whatever we were trying to take away or funnel him specifically somewhere, and you know, just we'll have to look at the tape and see what we can improve upon.
All right. Okay. Interesting. We invested in interior defense a lot more. We were up 10 in the fourth. I see. We were up 10 in the fourth, and that's when Sohan was on the court. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand. Anyways, quick. Before we go in and take a look, I guess this is a Fire Mitch segment. No. I ain't going that far. So big shout out to Sleeper. If you guys are interested in daily fantasy sports, go check it out. Just use that promo code CLAN. You get a 100% match up to $100. Hold on, I'm on the NFL section right here. If you guys are also interested in, I'm still on the NFL section. There we go. If you guys are also interested in just seeing highlights, injury reports, updates, all that good stuff, like go check out the NBA section of the app as well, and you can stay connected and stay updated with what's going on around the league. So if you're interested in daily fantasy sports, do that. If you're not, you can still do this part. What's this? The Kings are moving Russell Westbrook into the starting lineup. Oh, okay. All right, good for him, I guess. Anywho. All right, let's take a look here. Let's go back. All right, so we got Victor Wembanyama. And as we do that, I'll try to look this up. All right, see what Vic got to say. Is it this one?
How did you see things develop on that last play?
For the intricacies of it, I would need to see a clip again, but you know, we had two options in that play. We went for one of them, and the fact that De'Aaron and myself were on the opposite sides of the court, and I'm saying for the other ones, I need to rewatch it to see how the other ones were placed. But I think he put the defense in a tough spot, and you know, we trust De'Aaron with these kind of shots. The history has proven he's more.
I probably should mention this too. De'Aaron Fox is going to be fine. So like, I think that's why I haven't. Cause I saw some people really going in on him and really getting upset and angry. He's De'Aaron Fox. Like, I'm not worried at all. Like, I think he'll be okay.
Capable of making things happen this point in game, and I know the team trusts me as well to take the final shot.
When the ball left De'Aaron's hand, did you feel like it looked like it was going down?
I don't know, no, but I was going for a rebound. I was in good position for a rebound. That's the other way. You know, it's but we could turn that play in our heads again and again. This is not the reason we lost the game.
What would have been the reason that you lost the game, would you say?
Good question. They hitting him with some hard questions. I like how he takes his time to think it through.
Being more disruptive, you know, I see Curry went 16 for 26. 9 for 17 from 3, so that says a lot. We didn't take away what we should have.
You showed a lot of emotion against Draymond.
So as far as us not being able to protect the three, If I'm incorrect here, I'm sorry, but yeah, he's right. We're not the worst, but it looks like we're one of the worst, right? Am I tripping? Yeah, we would be one of the worst. Because who's the best? Denver Nuggets. Where the heck is the Thunder? Is pretty mid. Looks like we're pretty high. We're pretty low.
What were you trying to prove something there? Not backing down?
No. No, just
I think that I understood the question. I think if you phrase it a certain way, I don't know, maybe he would have answered a little different. I wonder how can you answer that? Because like, were you trying to prove something? It's like, that's too strong. I feel like that's too strong of a question. Yeah. Maybe it's like you had to put words in his mouth a little bit. It's like, it really looked like you tried to send a message out there. You know, at least that's what the consensus is amongst fans and people around us. What do you think about that? You know, we kind of have it open-ended and say it seemed like you wanted to send a message. But saying, were you trying to prove something? Like, that's too strong. No, he's not trying to prove anything. Was he trying to send a message to someone? That's a little different. And maybe he would answer that differently.
answering, I mean, it's not trying to prove anything to anybody. It's just, at some point, you just like anybody. I mean, for me at least.
Hold on, I want to look at this again. So as far as our defense, field goal percentage, defending the three, it's really bad. Let's see if we just do 2-pointers. How good are we? The lower the better. The lower the better. Yeah, we're one of the top. We're second to Thunder. Dang, Thunder got some good defenders, bro. We're second to Thunder. So, but the Nuggets. Where are the Nuggets? We play the Nuggets not that long. They're kind of mid. Nuggets gonna be a tough game. But yeah. So the chatter was correct. The Spurs are one of the worst as far as defending the perimeter. However, they're one of the best when getting them out off the perimeter, which is really sad because the Spurs kind of had a idea of chasing people off the line, but yet and still beating us. I don't know if we gotten off of that game plan or.
Somebody speaks to you a certain way, you have to respond a certain way. That's just how it is.
Did you enjoy that moment when you're face to face with them? Like, he seemed to be.
Okay, when people say that Victor Wembanyama is glazed, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. Sometimes he is, because that quote I saw everywhere before I even saw this, and it's like, it's not that crazy of a quote. Like, when someone says something, you got to respond a certain way. Like, I know that quote alone sounds like, oh man, he was talking stuff, when it's like, no, it's not that big a deal. He's right. Everyone knows that. It's common sense.
Enjoying the competition of that moment.
They enjoy it? Good question. I don't know. I'm not enjoying the moment right now.
What are these series where you play a team back to back like this? They're almost sort of a playoff style series. What do you take away from these? What do you learn in terms of preparation for the
He is
future?
not
and
worried
how you
about
handle these
what
types
he
of
learned
matchups so
after
close
this.
to one another.
It feels like on the second matchup, in a short span like this, teams will let even more. I can't say that. Like how can you say that? Like the bad sides of player, they will leave them even more freedom, and the good side, they will try to smother it even more. So it's a game that can get slower. I think both teams scored under 50 at half. That shows a little bit.
couple in French, Maxime.
Faut revenir sur ton attitude pendant le match et notamment d'être la balle.
Yes, that's it. Wait, is it 3 minutes in French?
Niveau comportemental,
Really?
voilà, je.
Do we have? We don't have closed captions or anything. They can't give us closed captions. I'm like really curious what he has to say. That's a whole 3 minutes? All right. Well, I hate to do y'all like that, but if we have, I mean, we always do, but our French fans, man, if you guys want to leave some comments for us and let us know what was said here, that would mean a lot. There gotta be a way of, I don't know. I might have to get a translator or something, and then we can just have a translator on here. So when he's talking, we can keep up with what's being said. Might have to do something like that. Sorry.